Hello, hello, everyone. Thank you for joining me, Herbert Mccrea, better known as the Financial Guru. This is a very, very, very important segment tonight on secrets to funding your business without using your money, Volume 1. So I'm glad everyone has come on to learn those secrets tonight. I know you're excited. You've been asking over and over, Herb, how do I get the money to fund my business? I don't have any money. I need some help. And tonight you're going to learn how to do that. And we'll give everyone a moment to come on. And I'm very, 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 very excited. I always say, listen, tag a friend, let them know that I'm on. And this information is about to be shared. All the secrets tonight here live. So get ready. So tell everyone right now, all your friends, hey, Herb is on. We're ready. We're about to fund our business without using our own money. I'm so excited. I've been waiting for this for a while now because I'm always getting asked those questions. Help me, Herb. Help me. I need to fund my business. So tonight, you're going to get the secrets. So get ready. Okay, here we go. First tonight, I want to tell you, I'm going to give you pointers, so I suggest that each and every one of you all take a pen and pencil and write it down. Take a pen and pencil and write it down, everything that I say, because it's going to be valuable information. So I'm going to give you a second to get your pad and your pen together because you're going to be wanting to write everything that I say tonight. Okay? All right. Everyone's about ready? And let's begin. All right, here we go. The first thing you want to know is making sure your business is set up properly before applying for a loan. Everyone goes out to apply for a loan, and the main reason your loan is always getting denied is because your business is not set up properly. So you must know everything, all the T's crossed and all the dotted I's done before applying for a loan. So I'm going to give you the fundamentals to make sure everything is done properly. Okay? First, we want to make sure that when we apply for a loan, the most important thing we want to make sure that we know is what? Naming your business is very vital. Okay? Naming your business is very vital. Okay? That is very vital when you're setting up your business. It's very, very, very important. Okay? But before we begin, I want to let you know that each and every one of you all that are on here tonight is special. Okay? You've most likely been sent out registration to apply for this segment. So I'm letting you know that you're very special. Okay? And the things that you will learn tonight is vital. So we'll go back into this segment. Okay. Now, we're going to go into first thing that you must what? Set up your business properly. Okay? Set up your business properly, which is very important when you're doing this. Okay? So we want to make sure that you set up your business properly. Okay? When doing this, it's very vital that you set up your business properly. And again, the first thing that I said is what? Naming your business correctly. Okay? When people are doing this and they're naming their business, you want to name your business Shanae. You want to name your business Welcome to Contaver. Some crazy name. You want to make sure your business is duplicatable, we would say. Make sure when you're naming your business that it's duplicatable. Because a lot of you all, when you're naming your business, you want to make a franchise out of it, right? And so when you make a franchise out of something, you want to make something that's a household name that people can say easily. So that's very important. Number two, making sure that you don't name your business a financial institution. And you'll say, why can't I name my business a financial institution? Because banks don't like to lend to financial institutions, especially businesses like myself. And you'll say, why? Why they don't want to lend to financial institutions, Mr. Mccrea? Because they say you know how to utilize, they call it, you know the game. So they don't want to lend to financial institutions. They say you know how to get over. So this is something that they shine upon, lending to financial institutions. So be careful not to name your business a financial institution if you want to get a loan. I'll tell you something in volume 2 on how the secrets, if you do have a financial institution, on how to get loans. Okay? That's very vital that you make sure that you don't name your business a financial institution. Okay? Now, what is number 2, Mr. Mccrea? Learning about. Okay? Second is your business address is very important. What address should I use is very important. Okay? Now, when you're setting up your business, you want to make sure that your business has either a virtual address, okay, or it has a standalone address. You do not want to use your home address. That is not a good way to get a loan because they shine upon you. When they see that on your SunBiz, that you have your home address, it's very hard to get a loan. Now, some people may say, but I'm a home-based business. That's fine to be a home-based business, but try to make sure that you have a virtual office set up when you're setting up your business. When you set up SunBiz, you want to make sure you don't have your address at your home. Here's a reason why, a very good reason why. You don't want people just popping up at your home. Because if you put your business address as your home, then people know where you live. And they can just pop up at your home. And you do not want that. Correct? So make sure that your business address is either a virtual address or your standalone business where you may have an office. Okay? Make sure that. Do not have your home address. We don't want people just popping up at our home. I definitely don't. So make sure of that. Okay, we're going to go into number 3. Making sure your business is incorporated properly. That's very important. Making sure your business is incorporated properly. When you set up your business, you're either going to set up your business as an incorporation, a LLC, or an S Corp. You want to make sure that you choose the right one, preferably for your tax reasons and for security of your business. A lot of people are just being sole proprietors. They don't have a setup correctly. And then when they file their taxes or trying to get a loan, they're like, what are you, an incorporation or LLC or an S Corp? What are you? I'm self-employed. I'm sole proprietor. They're like, really? And banks shine upon that. So make sure you set up your business as an incorporation, LLC, easily. Very, 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 very easily. And a lot of people make that mistake when they fill out the application. They put sole proprietor. And guess what? The banks are like, I don't know if I want to give him a loan. He's not set up properly. So make sure it's important when you set up your business that you set up either an incorporation, an LLC, or an S Corp. All right. Next, we're going to go into making sure that your tax ID, you have a tax ID. That's very, very important. Making sure that your business is set up with an EIN number. And what? Not your Social Security. Remember, this is a business, not a personal This is a business. So you want to make sure that you have your EIN number when you're putting it on the application and not your social. Now, you'll probably say, well, Mr. Mccrea, a lot of times when I'm putting down my EIN number, they're always asking for my social. We'll get there in a few minutes on why they do that. But make sure your business has an EIN number. That's very important. Do not miss that registration of getting that EIN number. Or believe me, without that on that paper, on that document, you won't get the loan. So make sure we have that, okay? Everyone's taking copious notes of everything. As I told you, this is very important. Making sure you're taking notes. Now, what's required to be approved for a business loan? What's required to be approved for a business loan? You really want to know this is very important, so make sure right now, I want everyone taking notes right now what I'm about to tell you. What's important or required to get approved to have a business loan? Okay? Now, the number one thing that's required is called a Paydex Score. All right? Mr. Mccrea, what is a Paydex Score? It's just like a Social Security number, but we're in business. In the business world, it's a Paydex Score, not a Social Security number. And it goes from 1 to 100. Not like a FICO score or a credit score, which goes from 300 to 850. A Paydex Score goes from 1 to 100. Now, here is some of the places that you need to get your business credit done. It's score. You have they run it through Dun and Bradstreet. You also run it through different things like Equifax, Experian. You have all these places that use these things for your business credit score. So it's very important that you know your business credit score when applying for a loan. A lot of people don't pull their business credit score before going to apply for a loan, and it's very important that you do, because you need to know all this information. This way it keeps you from getting denied. If you know this information and know your business set up properly when you go in for that loan, then you don't have to worry about being approved. Okay? Now, where does lenders... People ask, where does lenders pull my business credit score from, Ms. Mccrea? Where do they pull it from? How do they know my score? Where do they get it from? Well, here's where they pull your score from. Okay? Business credit is pulled from Equifax, Experian, and Dun and Bradstreet. Remember what I said. It's pulled from Equifax, Experian, and Dun and Bradstreet. They hold all your business information. So when the lenders pull, they pull from those three bureaus just to see how credible you are. It's just like a credit score. They want to know what your business is doing. Is your business in any debt? And it's very important. So they pull from those credit bureaus just to make sure your business is credible. Now, most lenders require a minimum of what? 2 years. Why do they require a minimum of 2 years? That's a minimum. You know, I wouldn't say all lenders will require a minimum of 2 years, but most do. So when you're applying for a loan for maybe $50,000 or better, make sure that your business has been in the business at least 2 years. A lot of people out there will tell you those stories about, oh yeah, I can get that startup capital. I just started about a month ago, and I could probably get you about 50 grand. Don't believe all the hype. Let's make sure we're ready when we go in to apply for those loans. So I tell everyone that at least minimum, I'm going to tell you this so you'll understand, minimum 6 months you really want to have your business open. I didn't say 1 month or 2 months, minimum 6 months when you're going to apply for a loan, because they do have the startup cash out there. But to get that big capital that everyone's talking about, 50, 100, 200, 300, a mil, your business had to be set up at least 2 years a minimum in order to get that. So don't let a lot of people tell you, oh, no, I heard this and I heard. Mr. Mccrea is telling you the truth tonight. I'm giving you the secrets for real. No joke, the real truth. All right, so don't go out there just throwing your score, getting pulled by everyone and getting all those inquiries and you because someone told you to do that. No, we want to make sure we're set up properly before we apply for these loans. All right, now the next thing you want to know is about your personal credit. Mr. Mccrea, if we're pulling for a business loan, why is my personal credit needed? Why are they asking me to put down my social security number if I'm applying for a business loan? And I'm going to tell you why. A lot of the times, these lenders want to know who you are. Of course, they're looking at your business, but they're also looking at you. And you'll probably say, why? Because your business might be holding a good Paydex score. You're doing good in business. But then they look at your personal credit and they see that you're at the break of getting in your DTI. You're owing everybody. They're saying, well, right now, Mr. Johnson looks like he's in trouble. This is why he's calling for this loan. He owes all this money on his credit cards. He looks like he's about to file bankruptcy. That's very important to the lenders. So they say, I want to pull your personal credit score to see how you are. And if your personal credit score is decent, like I said here, 580 to a 760, you'll get approved. I always tell my clients, let's not go in there with a 580 or a 620 that some people saying we can get you some money with that. We want all the money. We want all the money. So I get all my clients set up for 760 or better before we go in and start applying for loans with their personal credit. I make sure your Paydex score is an 80 or better, and that your personal credit score is at least a 760. We don't want to mess around with those low scores. I don't have time for that. I want my clients to be approved instantly. No denials. Always approved. All right? So make sure that your personal credit score is where it needs to be when you're applying for these business loans also. Okay? And like I said before, we do have companies that will only run your EIN number. There is companies. But the ones that you're looking for, that everyone comes to me, I want 50,000, I want 100,000, I want 200,000. They're going to ask you for your social security number. All right? Next, what you state on your income must be accurate. Why? A lot of people come to me for business loans and they tell me one thing, and then when I pull the bank statements or I ask for a document, the amount is not correct. When you're putting in these loans, you must make sure your income is accurate. That's vital, that you make sure your income is accurate to get the loan that you require. Remember one thing, you're going to go to a lender and you're trying to get a loan. And you tell the lender, say, hey, I want to get $50,000. Okay. And the lender asks you, well, tell me a little bit about your personal income or your business income. Oh, I make about, my business does about $35,000 a year. And you want how much? Oh, I want $50,000. Be honest. Does that sound right to you? Does that sound, I mean, you want $50,000, but you only make $35,000? That's what I tell a lot of people when you come to me. Make sure your income that you have fits the amount that you're trying to again, make sure it makes sense. If you're trying to get $100,000, being honest now, and I do these loans all the time, you want your business to at least make $600,000 to $700,000 a year. Your business, because you're asking for $100,000. All right. So make sure your business is doing $600,000, $700,000. If you're asking for $100,000, it just makes sense to a lender, And I tell them also, making sure that your payback amount is something that you can afford when you're doing these loans. Make sure that your payback amount is something that you can afford. Never go overboard. And you can do something like this. You can go to a loan calculator and also put in, this is what I want my interest rate to be. This is how much I'm trying to lend. And then you'll see exactly where you are. This saves you time when you're going to get a loan. Stop wasting that time, ladies and gentlemen. One thing you don't want to do is waste your time and keep getting your credit pulled over and over and over. And if you're very set up properly, you don't have to worry about this at all. And that's why I came on here tonight, to make sure that you don't get that word denied anymore. When you go to that bank, it's sit down. Would you like some champagne? Would you like some coffee? Would you like some tea? Because when they pull your Paydex score and your credit score, how much do you need? That's what you want to hear. Not, oh, we'll call you back. Or you get that online, you get that online says, oh, we'll call you back, or we're reviewing. You don't want that. All right? So let's not have that. Now, another thing that they require is what? 6 months of bank statements. That's a requirement. A lot of times when you're asking for big money, they want 6 months of bank statements when you're asking for big money, because they want to know how much you've made. How much have you made? Tell us how much you've made, because they want to see it. When you want to see, if you're lending your money to someone, you want to see, well, can you pay me back? Let me see how much you made. Can you pay me back? That's very important. So they want to see 6 months of bank statements. They want to look at your personal credit. They want to look at your Paydex score. And they want to make sure that your business is incorporated, LLC, whatever they want, S Corp. They want to make sure you're set up properly. Making sure your address is what? Set up properly. This is very important to you, to the bank, to the lenders. And I love it when you're set up properly. All right? Everyone understand right now, be taking notes, because I'm giving you all the secrets and reasons why you've been turned down in the past. This is the reason you've been turned down, because you're not set up properly. You're going into for the loan, and you're having your address on the document, and they're like, oh, he don't know what he's doing. And then you're not in business long enough. These are the things that you must have done before you go in and get the loan. Everything that I just gave you. And I hope you checked off everything that I've given you. Now, the most thing that everyone's asking me right now, all right, Mr. Mccrea, some of you saying, I'm already set up. I have all of that. I already have all of that. So I'm already set up. So you're saying right now, well, show me the money. I already have all that. But you know what? Before we go there, I know everyone has this question right here. Before we go into showing you the money, I know everyone has this question. And it's on the board. It says, when you have bad credit, can you still get a small business loan? And I'm going to go back on this. I'm going to say this, because I know I said it a minute ago, but yes, you can. There's lenders out there right now that will give you a loan with a credit score of 500 in at least 6 months. There is some out there will give you $40,000 in annual revenue. They have small business loan products. They have merchant cash advance. And I tell everyone, merchant cash advance is really on a high interest rate payback. So be careful when you're doing those merchant cash advance. And that's what most of those are, that give you loans with a 500 credit score. So I don't know if a lot of you all have that set up already. You have a merchant account where you have the machines set up in your office already or in your business. And you can call your merchant and ask them, hey, I want to get a loan. And if you didn't know that, they can give you a loan. Because remember, they see your receivables. They know what you earn. So they'll give you a loan based upon your receivables. And I mean, if you can pay them back, no problem. take the loan if you can afford to pay it back. I'm just not so, hype on that. All right. Now, knowing where each lender pulls from is very important, which I already went over that. Knowing where the lenders pull from is very important. I told you, Equifax, Experian, Dun & Bradstreet. Very important to know that. Because when you apply for a loan, they want to know, listen, you want to know where they put it. They call him Mr. Mccrea. Mr. Mccrea, I'm trying to get a loan with this bank. And I know the bank. And I say, well, what is your credit score your credit score in Equifax? Oh, my credit score is 760 in Equifax. Okay, well then that bank pulled from Experian. What's your Experian credit? Oh, I'm only a 620. This is the thing. I said, well, we need to go to this other bank because of the fact they're pulling Equifax, which shows the 760, and I know you'll get the loan. It's very important, even with your Paydex score, where they're pulling from. You want to know where the bank is pulling from that you're using, because then you have the advantage of saying, nah, I won't go to that bank. I'll go to this other bank because I know they pull from them. And if you don't know that, that's what I'm here for, to help you out. All right? So that's very important. Now, you want to know a couple banks that are good and help you out a lot. We have banks like American Express, for instance. I'll give you that as a example. You have banks out there that will give you loans easily funding, like American Express. They give you a business loan, a business credit card easily. I won't say a loan. Let's say lines of credit. Okay. And we already know you can get up to 3 credit cards, okay? So you can get up to 3 credit cards with American Express without a hard pull. Now, you probably say, what you mean, Mr. Gray? No, without a hard pull. You can get 3 credit cards from American Express. So this is what you use with this American Express card. You use it as what? Leverage. You can start your business up with this card, all right, and get going easily. With what? That good credit score. American Express, where a lot of people are like, oh, I can't get American Express. How do you know? Do you know everything about your personal credit? If you don't know, then you need to pull your personal credit as right now. Take a look at it, see what your score is, and let's see if we can get you some capital ASAP to start your business up. You need to pull it now. It's important that you stay on top of your credit. This is very important. If you don't have a monitoring system to stay up on top of your credit, then guess what? We're wasting time here, because you need to know what your credit score is at all times. And I know this is a business. We're talking about business funding, but I'm telling you right now, you're still going to need to know what your personal credit score is at all times. Don't let anyone out there fool you, because like I said earlier, the businesses still want to know who you are. But if your credit score is good and you need some startup capital right now, and I'm talking some big startup capital, you can get up to 3 credit cards right now with American Express with no problems, without a hard pull. 3. You're like, Mr. Mccrea, I can get 3 and they're not running my credit like that? No, they're not. Don't even worry about it. Now, I'm giving you a couple of examples on how to get your business started and how to get some money right now. Okay? Next, we have Capital One. And they have what they call the Spark business. People say, Capital One, Mr. Mccrea, man, and that's for the people that got limited credit. No. Capital One is for good credit and limited credit. But the best part about it is they have a business card called Spark Business. And this credit card is awesome. This credit card, what I love about it is the annual fee. There is none. See, when you're applying for these loans for these business credit cards, you want to check if they have an annual fee. What is the interest rate? Some have no interest for the first 12 months. And I love this. But the Capital One Spark Business, see, take notes. That credit card has a 1.5% interest rate with no annual fee. All right, that's very important. All right, so make sure that you're writing this down to get that Capital One Spark Business, and that'll help you start your business up. Now, what's the next credit card that we're talking about? See, you probably say, why are you talking about credit cards? Because this is the start. This is the startup capital. This is your startup capital that you're looking for. This is your startup capital. These credit cards are easy to get. Well, I should say easy to obtain. The next one is the Discover business. Do you love the Discover business? A lot of people say, I don't like Discover. Let me tell you something. We're building business credit tonight. We are building business credit. I'm helping you build that business credit to a 100. That's what we're talking about tonight. So sometimes it doesn't matter what the card is, whether it's a credit card or a line of credit. You know, all the computer does is compute that you have availability, credit availability. That's all it cares about. Learn that secret. When the computer computes, it doesn't care if it's a Discover, Capital One, or American Express. All it cares about is what? You have a line of credit of available balance of, or you've been in the credit bureau for this long. That's all it cares about. It doesn't care about what it is. All right? So, it wants to know how much it is, how much you owe, and that's it. That's the trick to credit. People need to, this is the trick. That's all it is. So, like I said, Discover business, another good credit card, 1.5%. And guess what I like? No annual fee. And what I love about it is the cash back. I love the cash back because with the Discover, you want that cash back. With all credit cards, you want that cash back, right? You want that cash back because guess what? You can keep spending and spending and get what? Cash back, spending and spending. And you don't have to use your money. I keep telling you, it's all about not using my money. It's all about using my money. It's about using their money and not mine. So if you can give me something back, I want it. The next card is our Chase business. You want to make sure that you apply for these credit cards simultaneously. That's something I want to tell you also before I go into what Chase offers. You want to apply for these cards all at one time. You don't want to wait and apply for this one 30 days from now. You want to apply for it right now. If I'm going to go in here right now, I'm going to do the American Expresses right now. I'm going to do the Capital One right now. I'm going to get this out of the way right now, get my approvals, and I don't have to worry about that all that showing on my hurt me when I'm applying for a loan next month. Why you say that, Mr. Mccrea? Because if you try to do that from 30 days from now, it'll show all of the American Express that you gave you 3 cards, and you won't be able to get any more credit. That's how they work. Oh, he's been trying to get loans everywhere. I'm not giving him a loan. But if you do all at one time, it's not seen. It's that simple. I'm teaching you something tonight. I'm teaching you the tricks on how to get your business funded and get some money. Now, the Chase business card. Chase has no interest for 12 months, their business card. You want to get that Chase business. No interest for 12 months. So that means you go ahead and charge them everything, pay it off, and you ain't paying no interest for 12 months. Come on. Listen, you want to be smart when you're choosing these cards. When you're choosing these cards, these lines of credit, you want to be smart when you're choosing them. You want to say, well, listen, I looked at this one, and it shows there's a 1.5% interest rate, no annual fee. I think I'll take that card. You want to be smart. You're using their money, but you want to be smart. And I tell everyone, like I said, when you're doing these cards, and you remember they have a cash advance. These cards have a cash advance. So take advantage of that. That's your capital. You might want to say, I need some cash right now to go. Swipe the card. Cash advance. Swipe the card. Cash advance. But remember one thing, it's a little more fees when you do the cash advance, but you don't worry about it. You need it. It's capital. You need it. All right? But I'm going to say this before we even went through all the credit cards. Here's a big lesson. And I got to go back. Before you apply for all these credit cards, you want to apply at your bank first. Like I said in the beginning, you want to apply at your bank. If you have a relationship, whether it be Bank of America, Wells Fargo, you want to apply for them first because they know you. They know who you are. So before you do all these cards, you want to ask them, listen, I come here today to get a loan. But you want to make sure what you're qualified. You already know you have your I's dotted and your T's crossed already. So there should be no issues. But you want to sit there apply with them because guess what? They have a relationship with you. So it should be easier to get that line of credit and that credit card with the bank that you are affiliated with. And I tell everybody before you open up a business account with any bank, make sure the lending process is easy and make sure they're lending. Because a lot of people go to banks without checking them out first, and they're not good when it comes to lending. I have a lot of people in credit unions right now that can't get a loan. They say, I've been there 30 years and they won't give me a loan. It's not about just being there with them. It's about, are you right now set up properly to get the loan? That's the most important part that I started this whole presentation is letting you know you must be set up properly before you apply for the loan. So, but if your bank that you're with is not lending, then you need to move. You need to go to another bank that is lending because it's not good for you. You can't get anywhere. If they're not helping you, why would I be with a bank that's not helping me? So that's very important that you see if your bank is lending, or ask them first, especially if they are lending. Okay. All right. So I gave you the tips on how to get funded properly without getting the word denied. You don't want to get denied. And I don't want to hear, Mr. Mccrea, I got denied for this loan. And I've given you all this information tonight to make sure that never happens. All you're going to hear from this day forth is approved, 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 approved. That's all you're going to hear. Long as you do the steps that I told you tonight, making sure that you're set up properly, making sure you have the right proper name, make sure you have your EIN number, making sure you're set up LLC, incorporated, S Corp, whatever you choose. Okay, making sure in some bids you don't have a home address, making sure, because you don't want, like I said, anyone popping up at your home address, but making sure your address is set up so they know that, oh, this person has a virtual, they don't know if you have a virtual office or a home, a setup, a executive office, but if they don't see the home address, then they know you're set up properly. Okay, and making sure your personal credit score is on point. I know that you'll probably say my Paydex score is good, Miss Mccrea, but my personal score is bad. Then you need to fix that before going on and asking for a loan for $50,000 or asking for a loan for $100,000. And don't let anyone else tell you, oh, my credit score doesn't matter. It does. 17 years in this industry, and I try to tell everybody, don't listen to all the hype because I don't want to see you getting denied.